It's like planned obsolescence. You have to replace these over time. Over time, your car is just going to deteriorate little by little, day by day, and it'll come to a point where you just have to replace pieces of the car or the entire thing. And really, like, these things are just made of plastic. And plastic is not the most durable thing, especially if it's taking constant hits on sidewalls. The number of times these cars ricochet off the walls over the course of a race is unbelievable. If you were to slow-mo some of these cars and what they do, you'd be, and just kind of like magnify the video and take a look at what exactly happens to a car when it hits a wall, you'd be amazed that this thing still runs after one race. So yeah, it takes a tremendous amount of punishment sometimes. And it's kind of like so odd that, like they made these out of plastic and you have to basically, it's like planned obsolescence. You have to replace these over time. That's just how it is. So yeah, $15 for a kit multiplied by all the times you have to replace it and all the kits you also have to buy to obtain spare parts, that ends up costing a lot per car. So your $15 car ends up being more like $100 because, like you may have felt a penchant for a certain type of car, and so you keep buying that car, you keep rebuilding it, and suddenly that one car that you like bought for $15 ends up being like $100 because you bought 6 of them, 7 of them. And yeah, so that's just how it goes. With box stock, that's not cheap either. Everybody complains about, oh, you spent $100 on this car. Yeah, but you spend $100 on this car, it's going to last you a lot longer than this one. This one, it's kind of like, it's deceptively simple, right? So remember what we said in the previous video? Sometimes things are deceptively simple. And by that I mean, yeah, it seems like you're only paying $15, but you're actually paying a lot more to repair the car, to replace the car. And, sometimes finding parts in one kit, right, of the same, let's say you buy the same exact kit, finding parts of one kit that are perfect is going to be very difficult to just localize everything in one kit. Sometimes you might have to buy a number of kits to get parts that you want to be like perfect. So for example, shafts in a car kit may not be entirely straight. And if you're not willing to bend them and straighten them, then you have to look for other kits that do have straighter shafts that you can use in place of the crooked shafts that you got. And sometimes the wheels themselves are not exactly straight, so you have to look through several boxes of car kits to find the appropriate wheels that do make the wheel shaft straight. And then these rollers here, how the screws attach to the chassis itself, let me tell you that many times, right out of the box, you could attach the screws onto your chassis, and you will find that the screw hole is already stripped. So you could try to repair using super glue, right? But if you're just racing this for the first time, you don't want to use super glue before your very first race with a car. You want the car to actually be perfect when you take it out of the box. So you're going to find the piece that's going to match that, possibly in another kit that is the same kit, and just use that part. And then you'll end up, after maybe 3 or 4 car kits, you'll get the perfect car. And that's going to cost you about $60 for that perfect car. So yeah, that's how it goes.